Hey, it's Cody. Israel's latest attempt at a genocide of the Palestinian people is still going on. We can't lose hope, and we can't stop talking about it. Unfortunately, the people who have the power to stop this are going to have to be worn down by our persistence. Also, I wanted to talk about a deck that I just recently received in the mail. This was actually on sale a little bit ago, and I don't really see people talk about this very often, so I did want to go ahead and take a look at this. This is the Tarot of the Drowning World. Now, I will stick in the description box below where you can get this deck. There is like a bundle you can get that has a book with it. I actually kind of regret not getting that at this point, so I'm gonna have to get it separate. But anyway, this is by, I believe it's Fledermaus Workshop. I don't know how to read these words. Okay. So this is Dr. Falk's Tarot of the Drowning World. Seasonal Oracle from the... You know what? I don't even know what the fuck that says. So this is a very, very interesting deck that I've been eyeing for a while. I remember seeing pictures of the deck being made on their Instagram page. It's a pretty expensive deck. And I wasn't really sure it was something that I was going to actually end up working with. Finally, though, when I saw it on sale, and also that I've recently been working with the Ritual Tarot, so it kind of, I feel like, has similarities, just in, like, I don't know, something about it feels like it has similarities visually. And since I have just been working so well, I feel like, with the Ritual Tarot, I decided that I would go ahead and give this a try. So every single thing that comes to me from the mail, it's got to be my fucking mail people, is like this. Like, this was well packaged and it still came like this. We've got a talk box. I will say this talk box is super, super tight. Like, it is so tight. You can't, like, the cards just don't come out. You have to kind of get a section of them. Come on. So you can get the rest to come out. Alright. So this is just a talk box. It's like, sorry about the sun. I can't do anything about it, but it's like matte. Alright. These are the card backs. Actually, I kind of think that the card backs are like the worst part of the art of them, because really the backs don't look very much. They just don't really match what's going on the front. Alright, so we have like a little title card here that I will pull out in a minute, because we do have what they're calling an insubordinate arcana, which is basically extra majors. Okay, so these cards were made with models floating in like shallow water, and a lot of these things are actually just floating in the water with them. I mean, obviously some of this stuff is like photoshopped afterward. Also, we have French titles. Here's our Fool. Here is the Magician. I'm gonna make you, like, I'm gonna get kind of up close to look at him, because it's just, there's a lot going on. As big as these cards are, like, they are literally they're the size of my hand. Oh, actually a little bit bigger. And they're tall, narrow cards. They are fucking impossible to shuffle. I mean, maybe if my hands were just a little bit bigger. If I have really small hands, so one thing I don't like about this Magician card is, like, why is he looking like that? Is he, like, dead? Is he looking up at this? I don't exactly know what's happening here. Here's our High Priestess. So I'm hoping, when I do eventually end up ordering the book that goes with this, I'm hoping that it will tell me, like, the reason for some of these things in the background. Like, here we've got violins. This looks like a case. There's one there. Does not have its bridge or strings on it. I'm not exactly sure, like, the reason for all of the things that are surrounding the majors. So I think it would be really cool to see why, and I hope that that's what the book is talking about. Here's the Empress. Here's the Emperor. I like the borders on this, how they're like round on the top and not on the bottom. I believe, yeah, they're all like that. All right, here's Emperor. Here's the Hierophant. I've kind of been on like a Dionysus kick lately, and I feel like this is very Dionysus-esque. Here's the Lovers. I don't like clowns. This is just really... This card is not my thing, but, you know, they can't all be perfect. Here's the Chariot. Justice is 8 in this deck. I really like this Hermit card. He's got his lantern. Wow, I wish the sun would fuck off, actually. Here we've got the Wheel of Fortune. On top we have tarot cards. An armadillo. Looks like a lute, maybe. Since Justice was 8, then Strength is 11. Here's our Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. I wonder what kind of bird wings those are. Like, does that have something to do with the card? Like, is there meaning in that? I don't know. If you can hear the wind and you can see, like, leaves blowing like crazy in the sunlight, it is so windy here, and I'm sorry. Here's the Devil. Here's the Tower. I'm interested in the bird cage. These birds are on the outside of their cage. We're falling from a ladder. But like, actually, we're floating in water, right? This card is the Star. I find this one kind of confusing. It doesn't really have that like sudden hope kind of feeling to it. I don't think. I don't know. I've not gotten a chance to work with this yet, so. Here's the Moon. I really like the Sun. Oh, I always like to look at the Moon and Sun like next to each other because I'm like that. Here's Judgment. And the World. I like, you can see we've got mirrors on the sides of their face. Very cool. Okay, so we have some extra majors here. And what I believe these are people who maybe were like deck creators for it or something. So we'll pull this up. This is Dr. Falk, and he is disguised. So as we can see, he's got on some sort of a mask over his face. Next we have Madame Lulu, and she's Knowledge. I believe this is Orlovsky, and he's Madness. This is some French name, I don't know what it is. And this is the Dreamer. And this is the Drowning Man, also with a French name. I will admit, I do fully plan on pulling out these extra majors. I think they're really cool. I like the artwork of them. I'm probably just gonna use them for like bookmarks or something. All right, so we got through our majors. Get this out of the way. All right. Here we are at cups. Got the ace. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. I really like this 7. How it just seems like some of the cups are, you know, farther under. They're a little bit farther out of reach than others. I think that was a cool way to depict that card. So I will say, obviously, this is a mostly just pips sort of deck. I don't mind that at all, but in case you had not noticed, it is. I will say, I have a question, and my question is, okay, on here it says a seasonal oracle from the whatever that is. It doesn't really seem to be seasonal. I was thinking that maybe like the different suits might have been different seasons or something. They're not. So I did wonder what the hell that was about. Not wondering hard enough, obviously, not to have bought this, so. Here's our King of Cups. Okay, these are swords. I actually don't... does that mean sword? I don't know. I was kind of thinking from this one, maybe it was kind of winter, aren't swords winter, but no. I do like that the sword suit sort of seems to have like a harvest theme. Here's our 4 of swords. Not even exactly sure what I'm looking at in this one. 5 of swords. 6. 7. 8. 9. I will say, for 7, 8, and 9, they really just kind of... these aren't very different. Like, they're basically the same thing. I mean, ultimately, I'm just going through these and looking at them in a row. In a real reading, I probably would not get those 3 next to each other and be like, ew, these all look the same. You know? Those 3 seem kind of checked out to me when I first looked through them. None of the other cards seem to be like that, though, so... yeah. Here is our Page of Coins. Whoops, that's not coins. Page of Swords, I mean. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. And King of Swords. I know it's a weird comparison to say that this deck somehow reminds me of Ritual Tarot. This is Ace of Wands. I don't know how to explain what exactly I mean by that. Something about just like the amount of like busyness and color. I used to feel like I thought that would detract from my reading of it. But in some cases I've discovered, it's actually not that it necessarily adds to it per se, but that I'm perfectly fine reading decks like that, so. The wands are cool. These look like, what do they call them? Bobbins, I think, where you like wrap thread or yarn or something around them. So 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. I think I just floofed out my candle there. 9 of Wands. We got a little squash around here. There's been squash blossoms in another card. I mean, this... It's a 10 of Wands. Maybe by seasonal it meant like this whole thing kind of feels like summer. I don't know. I mean, we got zucchinis. Got apples or peaches or something down here. I don't know, but it's all of it, you know? It's not like it's just different based on the suits. Page of Wands. I believe we're made out of mushrooms here. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. All right, now we're on the coins. Do have to complain a little bit about the card stock. Oh my god, I love the colors of this card. These are 3 of coins. Fucking beautiful. I do have to bitch about cardstock. First of all, the shape and size of these is kind of unmanageable. I mean, for me, it's completely unmanageable. For other people, maybe they would be fine with it. It's okay. Shit, what's it called? Linen, maybe? Can you see? Look at it, bitch. There's like little crosshatch texture, which gets air in between the cards, and so they slide. Like, this deck slides. It is the worst deck I'd seen for sliding before. Was the Forhoxa Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and not the mass market one, the independently published one. That thing slid so much. This one is 50 times worse. Like, I have to put it like in something so that it doesn't just shush off of the altar just all over the floor. So I will say that pisses me off, kind of. Oh, another thing that I knew there's something else I wanted to say, talking about the cards. As large as these cards are, I still feel like they could have been bigger for me to be able to see them better. Like, if they were going to go ahead and make these cards unmanageably large and weirdly shaped, like, they might as well have just made these so fucking big. Like, so you could really get a good look at the artwork. If that makes sense, I don't know. There's peaches and I don't know what those are. Little pastries or something? I don't know. These cards are cool. I think they're really cool. I think this is just such a neat deck. And I hope that it ends up working well with me, that I end up working well with it. Is this made out of, like, bread? What is it? Here are our Queen and King of Coins. So I will show you my very, very sad little attempt to shuffle this bitch. So first of all, I mean, I do have to show you that I can't I can only grab like 3 cards on the top doing that. So then I end up stuck doing this. But the cards really, it's not, the card stock isn't thick. It's flexible. It's reasonable card stock, I think. Just the size that makes it weird. And what it doesn't want to do is flex. It doesn't want to flex side to side either. Wow, that that pretty much sums it up. So I can't, shuffle this way. So I end up doing this, which I also have to do with like the Marielle Tarot, and that really pisses me off about it. So I will say I'm not really the biggest fan of the way the cards are. Like I said, this is definitely not a problem everyone would have. So yeah, I think that I'm not the biggest fan of that portion of it. Also, the box almost feels too small. These cards are so hard to get back in there. Like, when you get a book and it's brand new and it's like slimmer than when you've read through it, then for some reason the pages don't go back. Decks are like that too. I don't know if you've noticed that. You probably have. But this one, like, once I got it out and looked through it and tried to put it back in, like, it does not want to go back in there. Honestly, I'm kind of afraid of busting the box, trying to get it back in. Yeah, that's a problem for me for later, but anyway, this was a, I don't know, little walkthrough, flip through thing, of the Tarot of the Drowning World. Thanks for watching, bye.